So we said child soldiers are easily brainwashed. They're also easy to control because they're smaller. They're harder to see, so they can kind of move in more stealthily. Think about also, let's say you're a child soldier and you're forced to kill your parents. It's either I kill you or you kill your parents or some loved ones. Do you think your village is ever going to accept you again? Okay. And then you're also brainwashing the next generation. So when you are killed, the next generation of fighters are already brainwashed and they're already fighters. So you're kind of setting up the future of this also, this conflict. Because these poor kids are so traumatized by the end of it that they're having trouble. Next question. Does that answer the child soldier question? Good. Now.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I know this country once controls Rwanda.
Okay, good. So we're on the next one. What country colonized Rwanda? What country colonized Rwanda? Hey.
Belgium, Germany, in 18.
So first Germany would do it. Don't put that down. First Germany, and then Germany actually lost the war. So Belgium got Rwanda. Good. Can you describe to me what did Belgium do that kind of set up this conflict in the future? What set up the genocide in Rwanda? Mallory.
They put like different into two categories.
Very good. Very good. They put them into two categories. Well, specifically they divided them up based on these categories, but then they made who in charge? Very good, Claire. The Tutsi in charge. Yes, the Tutsis were in charge, and the Hutus were the majority, and they were the laborers and kind of slaves. So when the Belgians left, the Hutus were really unhappy about this situation and rebelled against the Tutsis and committed genocide. Very good. Next up, does that answer your question? Good. What's next? Bria.
Why did European countries want to colonize Africa?
Good. So remember, this is our 3 Gs. Why did Europe want to colonize Africa? Give me one. Good guess. But it has to do with guns. Slow? Gold. Very good. Gold. You can go in with your guns, you can get gold. So here talk about you come in, you get riches. You can take slaves, you can take natural resources. You can colonize countries and take whatever wealth they have. Just take it. And this is all has to do with money. What's another G? Gold. Say green. That is a G, that's true. Government, no. Think about God, very good. Good. So missionaries came in. And they came in and they wanted to convert people to Christianity. Some of them did it in very nice ways, and those countries converted to Christianity. And some of them did it in really not nice ways, and most of the people in those countries did not convert to Christianity. It turns out that by saying either I'm gonna torture you or you're gonna become Christian, it's crazy, but it turns out that not a lot of people like Christians when that happens. Okay, what's the last one? This is every other country is doing it. I need to do it so our country is
Guilty.
glorious. Glory, the glory of it. So this is called imperialism. You don't have to put that word in your essay, but you'll hear about it a lot next year in World Civ. So the idea that other countries are doing it, you don't want to be left behind. Good. Say that again.
Like
further discussion with their treatment feeling.
Alright, so second part of the question says, okay, what happened to these countries? How were they treated under colonization? There's a PowerPoint. There's a PowerPoint online called Belgium colonization. No, I think it's Belgium Congo. You can look at that for very specific things, but do you remember what the Belgians used to do?
Oh, call up your hands.
So you became, first of all, they turned you into a slave, and then they were really, really, really brutal. They were horrible to you. So an example of that was, remember the Belgians, if they didn't bring enough rubber back, they'd cut off people's hands.
Why would they count as murder?
That's what's in Belgium. That's what's in the Congo. So the Congo is full of rubber. So that's the way Belgium was making money of gold in the Congo. Give an example of the treatment. Here's an example of this treatment. They would cut off people's hands. They would whip them. They would also keep the women and children in another location. The men would go out, and if they wouldn't collect enough rubber, the men they would hurt the women and children. So the men kind of had to do it. Okay, next question. Hey,
Like if we talk about the treatment of like from the Congo, that
perfect. Very good. Bria,
The one below it.
describe the genocide. So we know, we've kind of talked about this already. Belgians came in, there's Hutus and there's Tutsis. Hutu, Tutsi, and the Tutsis used to be in charge under Belgium Congo, and they treated the Hutus along with the Belgians really, 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 really badly. So when the Belgians left, the Hutus got power because they represented 90% of the population. So there was a vast majority. How were instructions spread? How were they spread? Yell it out.
like the radio.
Very good. Radio. Very good. Let's see. What did people fight with?
Machete.
Good. The machete. Why were they fighting? Revenge, right? Getting rid of the other one that did them bad. Did them wrong. Very good. Okay. Next up is just picking something that has to do with one of the countries that you did in Europe. So pick one of your countries, just remember what you did in your scrapbook and put it on the paper. Who would like to pick another question that they're not sure about? Sandy.
The second to last one on the first page.
Okay, good. Go back to the first page. We're talking about China here. Why did China enact a one-child policy? Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing? Use at least 3 of the following words and underline them when they're used. GNP, growth, rate of natural growth, death rate, birth rate, population density, life expectancy, literacy rate, and population growth rate. Yes, Mel.
And China's population, their population growth rate is very big, so even down their child, either one, it has to be a tax on that. So they have a birth rate for one child, but their death rate is a lot less because of how many babies have been born in the past couple years.
Very good. one-child policy. Okay, so the first thing Mallory said is the population growth rate is really high. So there's many, many, many babies being born, and China can't keep up with that rate. Can't keep up with that rate. You could say because population density is way too high. Good. Then now we also said, let's see, let's talk about the birth rate. Because of the one-child policy, now the birth rate is steady. We can also put low. And death rate you could put not too bad, because now there's only one child per family, so now children aren't dying like they used to die. Or you could say death rate is I'm going to put not as high as it used to be. Mallory said it's high. And that's true. It's very true, because this isn't the one-child policy is still going on. But it's going to get better. Let's see what else. You could say because of the one-child policy, the literacy rate has skyrocketed. It's gone way up because there are less children, so more that's what they see, educated. There's also a higher life expectancy because less children means more jobs, better pay, better life for those children that are in the world. Okay, so you can talk about that. There's much more you can go into. Lexi? Who wants another note card?
Why was the earthquake especially devastating in Haiti?
Good. Okay, so which one is that? Part 5?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. This is number... So the next one is the last sentence on the second page, at the front of the second page. And the question is, why was the earthquake so devastating to Haiti? Very good. Jalen, give me one reason. Mallory, give me a reason. Under part 5, Latin America.
Since Haiti is one of the most poorest countries in the world, lacks many of the resources.
Very good. Haiti is you can say Haiti is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, or one of the poorest countries in the world. So it lacks basic resources. That to start out with, it's gonna devastate it because it doesn't have the resources like hospitals, like doctors, like medication, like clean water that we have now.
Their houses were built on a hill, and they were all on top of each other, so when the earthquake hit, they'd all go down the hill.
Very good. So where they built their houses, Port-au-Prince is a very mountainous area, and then the houses were built very, very close together, in some cases even on top of each other, and very poorly built. So when it all went down big time. What else? What else can we say? We're going to say no clean water, no medicines, no shelters, no protocol for what to do, no trained people that come in and help immediately. What was damaged so it was hard to bring aid in? The airport, very good. And the roads also were also damaged. So we couldn't really move very quickly. And then there was no places to do what with the bodies.
There was like decaying, right?
Decaying. Haitians really believe very strongly in a family burial. This didn't happen. Okay, what else? Jalen.
For the question, why is the world most concerned with Iran? Is that because of their like nuclear sites?
Good. So now we're in the Middle East. The third question down. Why is the world most concerned with Iran? So yes, good. Nuclear weapons. If we think they might be building nuclear weapons. We think they might be building nuclear weapons. Very good. Rhea.
What is Zion?
Who are Zionists? Who are Zionists? Mallory.
They support supplying the homeland for Jews.
Good. So they support a homeland for the Jews. So instead of the Jews being kind of spread out all over the country, Zionists believe that the Jews should be together in a country. And remember, the countries was either Israel, Uganda, or Argentina. They ended up picking Israel because kind of the religious significance. But original Zionists were not necessarily religious. They were more political. We want to feel more safe. Hey,
What country is Israel most in?
U.S., United States. No.
I'm pretty sure that's in line somewhere else.
Yeah.
And it's where three like geography affects that the conflict between Israel and Palestine.
Okay, let's quickly talk about this.
Is that our essay?
Yes, this is your essay.
I feel like the map is like their map and just create living spaces.
Yeah, so we could say Palestine is Palestine. I mean, they're both kind of cramped, but specifically Palestine behind the wall of separation / security. So that wall separates, and remember, the wall doesn't go right where it's supposed to go. It cuts into Palestinian territory. We could also talk about water. Water is scarce in the region. So water is found in the western section, which is under Palestine, but it's taken by the Israelis and sold to the Palestinians for 5 times what it's worth. This is going to help hearing what I'm saying, because this is kind of confusing. So it's in the western part, which is the Palestinian part, taken by the Israelis and sold to the Palestinians for 5 times what it's sold to the Israelis. Let's do another one. What else? Give me something else. Think about your essay. What about checkpoints? We talk about checkpoints. You could talk about the difference in religions. Remember, geography has to do with history. It has to do with culture also. You could talk about the Jerusalem and all the holy sites in Jerusalem being the Western Wall and the Dome of the Rock. Tell me the significance. The Western Wall is the last standing place of the temple, and the Dome of the Rock is where Muhammad ascended into heaven. Next up, we have number Jalen and Rhea.
Okay, mine's just on number 21 in Latin America.
Cross out 21. You do not need to know. We did not cover what causes seasons.
I just want to do global warming.
Global warming is going to be a question instead of that. So we're going to talk about climate change instead of what causes seasons. So the question is going to be, I think I have it on here.
On right under Africa. Right under the one colonized.
Yes, good, thank you. So the climate change article I apparently threw into Africa. Between what country colonized Rwanda and why European countries? It says describe climate change. What evidence do we have that it's occurring? Yes.
I think of the impacts of deforestation. I know one is pollution.
Okay, let's really quickly talk about deforestation.
It's on the
If there is a PowerPoint online that says it lists it all, so we could say animal species are dying. We could say it's causing pollution by cutting down trees, and there's less trees in the world, and this all leads to climate change. What else can we say?
And it's like all the trees are gone, so
Carbon cycle's off. Actually, the water cycle's off. There's loss of habitat for both animals, but also people. There's more on the PowerPoint. Bria, what's your question?
well, okay. What could be done to bring peace?
This is an opinion question. It's an opinion question. Anything else? Yes, Mallory.
On the attractions for people.
Yeah,
Attractions in Mexico City are in your textbook. So you can find them in your textbook. Let me find the page number. By the way, Brazil, you can also find deforestation on page 178. 178. 178. Hold on. Mexico, you can find 141. 141. Any other questions, email me. Any other questions, please email me. I'll be posting this on YouTube. I'll give you a link to post on where I posted it. So I'll post it. Okay.
Are you doing this one? Okay.
Say it again.
Are you gonna like put it in order one?
I'll probably change it, so I'll post both of them. You'll get two.
Okay.
Yeah, India.
Are you supposed to answer all of them?
No, we went through the answers. If you have any other questions on answers, just email me, okay, please? Good question. All right, ladies, have a nice day. I'll see you tomorrow.